So I'm camping with the family, and what do I like to do most when camping?
I like to read Brian Stelter's tweets and get angry.
Viva Frei, Montreal litigator turned YouTuber, and I am out camping with the family in the St. Lawrence lowlands. It is such a beautiful region. We're sitting on the beach, and I'm sitting on my phone, and I go to Twitter, and I read a tweet coming from Brian Stetler at CNN that just
blows my mind.
Now, a lot of you watching my vlogs know that I try not to argue intentions in as much as possible. Ultimately, intentions do not matter when the outcome is the same. You could have good intentions, you could have bad intentions, but when the outcome is terrible, it doesn't matter what your intentions are. So I don't know if Brian Stetler is being deliberately divisive, if he is in fact blowing a dog whistle, if he's blowing a dog whistle but doesn't know it, or if he truly believes what he's saying. But my goodness, this tweet, if you want to talk about dog whistles, this tweet is a dog whistle. Tonight's newsletter lead: vaccinated Americans are getting fed up. More than 6 months have passed since the COVID-19 vaccines started to roll out, yet a minority of unvaxxed adults are elongating the pandemic and making life riskier for everyone. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you know that I oftentimes refer to the mainstream media as the enemy of the people, and if anybody had a doubt as to why the mainstream media is the enemy of the people,
this is why.
There is so much nonsense to unpack in this one tweet that I said I was going to do a dedicated vlog to it. So let's just start with the first affirmation that Brian Stetler is making in this tweet. Vaccinated Americans are getting fed up. Now, this is not so much a case of confession through projection as it is a case of planting the seed of doubt, sort of the self-fulfilling prophecy, telling people what to think in the hopes that they end up thinking it. Now, again, this could be deliberate or accidental, sort of like when a parent goes up to their kid and says, "Don't be afraid." Surely those parents are not trying to tell their kids to be afraid, but in so saying that to their children, they invariably cause the child to be afraid. Through their
Get that fly out here.
Through their actions and their words, they are in fact bringing about the exact conclusion that they are ostensibly trying to avoid. Oh, don't be afraid. Well, in saying that, you cause them to be afraid. Now, I don't know if Brian Stetler wants to bring about this conclusion or if he wants to avoid it, but in saying what he's saying, he's sort of planting the seed of doubt in people that they should be resentful and be getting fed up. And for those who are inclined to hear dog whistles everywhere, as seems to be the case with pretty much everyone in mainstream media who clamors about dog whistles day in and day out, this is a dog whistle. This is Brian Stetler saying to the American people, hey, if you're not fed up, now is the time that you should start getting fed up. But he cloaks this dog whistle in presuming that this is what Americans are actually feeling, when I don't know what he bases this statement on in the first place. And as if the dog whistle was not enough in and of itself, Brian Stetler in this tweet has to go out and say something that is going to exacerbate any reaction that he wants to prompt from Americans who are getting fed up. More than 6 months have passed since the COVID-19 vaccines started to roll out, yet a minority of unvaxxed adults are elongating the pandemic and making life riskier for everyone. Translation: Brian Stetler is not reporting right now. He is projecting. He is telling Americans that they should start getting fed up, and whoa, they should start getting fed up against a minority of people who don't want to get vaccinated. For whatever the reason, there could be wholly legitimate reasons, because those people are an existential threat and are prolonging this pandemic. Divide, conquer, pit one segment of society against another, and the way in which he is doing it by framing it as an existential threat, you know darn well what risks happening as a result of these tweets coming from these people with their followings. And if you had any doubt as to the reaction this kind of tweet would elicit, go check out the responses on Brian Stetler's thread. I don't know if Brian Stetler is trying to bring about more social divide and potentially more backlash and potentially more violence, but that is exactly what this type of tweet will do in the long run. I don't know if Brian Stetler is aware of those risks and that is what he actually wants to bring about. I don't know if he's totally naive. I don't know if he is totally convinced by what he is saying. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, because the outcome could be the same. These types of tweets will rally the base, they will stir emotions in emotional times, and they are quite literally directing a large portion of the population to target a minority group, and when that happens, it never ends well. So Brian, in the unlikely event that you are watching this video, if you do not know what you are doing, be aware now of what you are doing, and it is very, very bad, and I went on Twitter to basically say as much. Mainstream media stoking the flames of further divide and social upheaval, courtesy of CNN's Brian Stetler. Stelter! You want to know what a genuine dog whistle sounds like? This is what a genuine dog whistle sounds like. Hashtag enemy of the people. I have been reading articles putting out stats to the effect that something like 95 to 99% of hospitalizations and deaths from COVID now are among the unvaccinated. I am not in a position to confirm or deny that. I have read some articles putting out different stats. I don't know. But as relates to the unvaccinated, that is their decision to make. To go from there to claim in a tweet that the unvaccinated are prolonging the pandemic and putting everyone else's lives at risk, that is pure hyperbole that runs only one risk, and it is a very, very bad risk. With great power comes great responsibility, although I should say with respect to Brian, with great following comes great responsibility. And when you put out a tweet like that, that literally pits a majority of society against a minority of society, you know what you are doing, and if you don't know what you are doing, it is utterly reckless. So with that said, if you like my videos, you like my content, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment in the comment section below because it feeds the algorithm.
Do you know it? Did you get Ethan's car?
Okay, I have to go. If you want to support Robert Barnes and myself on our locals page, you can find us at vivabarneslaw.locals.com. But more important than any of that, take care of yourselves, check in on friends and family, make sure everyone around you is doing well, and now I have to go cook some dinner. Peace.